Good morning, my name is Aaron Somerville. I'm a resident of Tarpon Springs as well, a business owner, Cub Scout leader, and most importantly, the concerned parent of two students and then one high schooler. When we moved to Dallas County in 2017, the experience with school transportation was immediately a concern. Our older son, the 7th grader at the time, would frequently arrive home 30 minutes after scheduled drop-off time. This lack of reliability spread over the coming years to the elementary school, when my younger son would also start to arrive home 30 minutes late, and frequently, as the other speaker said, on a combined bus route. It seems in Tarpon Springs, combined routes are more the norm rather than the exception. And families in our neighborhood routinely complain about how the instability in transportation has negatively impacted their ability to plan meals, extracurriculars, and to complete homework. This year, the problems seem to be exacerbated. My younger son, now at Tarpon Middle, is almost always on a combined route, arriving 30 to 45 minutes home, at least twice a week. Because of this, the buses are packed, 3 kids per row, and he routinely relays stories of kids standing in the aisles or falling in the aisles when buses take sharp turns. What's become an inconvenience has now become a safety accident. The situation came to a head for me on Friday, December 2nd. We received a bus bulletin stating our son would be 45 minutes late, so I expected him about 5:30. When 5:30 came and went, he was not home. At 6 p.m., I called some of the other parents in the neighborhood, and they didn't know anything angry. I proceeded to call the transportation helpline, but that's not manned after 5:30. I then called the local bus garage, where no one answered as well. Finally, I called Tarpon Springs Police. They said they had a direct number to transportation, not the call center, and that someone would answer my call, so they forwarded it. There was no reply. At 6:30, I physically arrived at Tarpon Springs bus garage, where a driver helped me get on the radio and find out where my son's bus was. And my wife texted me at 6:45, arrived home 2 hours late. The driver at that bus garage was appalled that there were buses on the road and concerned parents had nowhere to go to get an update. A good friend of mine had a similar experience and ultimately pulled his son from Tarpon Springs Middle to attend a charter school closer to his home. His son was devastated because he was so excited about the music program at Tarpon Middle, but the family couldn't accommodate the frequent disruptions of the lack of communication and the stress that it caused. When I attended parent orientation this past summer, the principal at Tarpon Middle said that's a transportation problem. It's not schools that have any control. When my son asked if he could use someone's phone or the office phone to call and tell me he was going to be so late, could I pick him up? The school said no. The schools have decided to exacerbate the problem point blank rather than contribute to a solution. At the very least, I call on the board today to commit to staffing the transportation call centers properly. That there's kids on a bus somewhere and parents have nowhere they can call for information about their whereabouts is completely unacceptable and must be stopped immediately. There's buses on the road, there needs to be staff manning phones and updating the bulletins. The fact that these experiences go back to 2017 suggests to me that this isn't a result of the pandemic. I understand staffing is hard in a hyper-competitive labor market. It's time to think more creatively about how to recruit and retain drivers for this role, train them, compensate them. Thank you for your time.
Amen. Good job.